Already now I feel the market when selling HDB houses.
Already this time, yeah.
No, it's like very soft, bro.
It's the price tag lah, above $500,000.
Yeah, maybe some above 500,000. But if
For my own, right, I felt the resistance for those 700 plus thousand. Right? I would say lesser inquiries. Yeah, and many who actually make phone inquiries, right? They on the phone they will say, hey, you sure this price will still continue to hold so high? Because they also worried after they buy, right? Then what if the price go down? So I told them, I mean, if the location suit them, right? Because it'll be for the long run, if the location suit them, you'll be staying there for maybe the kids' education. Then it makes sense. You'll be 5-6 years down the road. By then, even you buy high, by then it should go, I mean, more or less higher, or even on the same level, you don't lose money. So these are the assurance that I told them can still go for it Yeah, because those are for myself my listings are all about 5 years old only. I don't know about what's your, is it yours also about 5 years old plus those kind?
some 5-year-old, some 20-year-old.
The 20 years old one may be higher risk if you ask me. But the 5-6 years one, I think still you can still good to buy at the top price tag like maybe 700k, still okay, still got potential to go up. 20 years old, I'm worried. What if another 5 years later you'll be 25 years old? Then if you continue some more, you'll be 30 years old. Then you'll be really too old to buy at this kind of price tag. So how?
So how do you think the market will move this year? Up, down?
This year, according to statistics, right, it should still go up. 3 to 5%. Because the supply coming in, right, it is still very little.
Are you referring to HDB or
HDB? But yes, an article Okay, Lee Hsien Loong posted in his Facebook timeline that they are pushing for the construction of all the BTOs, and there will be 50 more BTO projects by 2025. Okay, so they will continue to push out new BTOs until 2025 at a very fast pace, and they want to shorten the construction time also back to the pre-COVID days. So with that, we do see supply coming in. Okay, BTO supply coming in, but we must not forget BTO after 5 years, then they can sell, right? So for this resale supply to come back in, right, will be at least 8 years later, then the resale supply will come back in. That's why if you ask me whether resale market will suddenly dip, right, I doubt so, because the incoming supply is still not coming in that strong. So resale should still go up, but I would say at a more controlled pace, 3 to 5%.
So is it a good idea for HDB upgraders today?
To upgrade, that means what? From 4-room upgrade to 5-room, or
from HDB to condo?
HDB to condo.
Firstly, like maybe you can share why would a family, usually a couple, why would a couple upgrade to a private property, a condo for example? What are their motivations? Why are they making this move as opposed to just stay HDB affordable, cheap, relax, can probably fully pay for your property already. Why make this move to upgrade to a private?
Okay, from what I observed, most of my clients, I would say most of them is because of lifestyle.
1 second. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so most of the time is because of the lifestyle. To be frank, most of the Singaporeans are getting more and more educated. Okay? They feel that they got to move in terms of career path, right? They are moving, also progressing higher and higher level. So of course, in terms of property, they also want to have a better status and lifestyle, having a more to show to their peers that they're actually making good money. In their career So they want to upgrade their lifestyle, let the children have a better growing up childhood. So let's say if you buy a condo, you come with like swimming pool facilities, gym, playground, everything, all within that condo development.
So it's for the children.
I think most of to be frank, I see a lot of parents in Singapore, those with kids, right? I would say Singapore education system, I think most of the parents work hard for the children. Yeah, I don't know if most of you all agree with me or not, but I felt like most parents who are working hard today are for the children. When we worried also, worried that, hey, our children next time buy property going to be paying so much more, right? So parents work even harder to make sure that they can, build up the funds for the children to buy property next time. This is what I feel. I think most Singaporeans are now in this kind of environment whereby we really want to plan far and look after our children. This is what I feel.
Would you say that in the Chinese community, this would be how parents would think for their children?
I would say so. Yeah, maybe because we pamper our kids much more than the past, and also because our education level is actually higher now, so the earning power is also much higher. So when you have more, cash, or you can even afford better thing, right? You will just be willing to splurge and go for it. This is what I feel.
Apart from the upgrade in lifestyle, because you got your swimming pool and all other facilities for children, apart from the lifestyle, what other things, what other motivations are there?
Okay, another group will be thinking about, okay, because for HDB, of course, in terms of capital growth, there's always a point that it will stagnant for a while. You cannot be keep on growing on an annual basis and then cross 1 million, never slowly cross 1.5 million. I mean, that's ridiculous for private housing. So for those who are having the type of high earning power, right, they will be thinking, maybe I should move to a condo, because condo got more space to appreciate in terms of the price moving upwards. As we can see, all the prices, the trends for the past few years due to COVID, right, all the land prices and all the resale price also went up accordingly. Because of the shortage of supply, everything went up. So when we look at the price increase, right, for the condo segment, it actually increased much more than the HDBs. Yeah, so I mean, for those who follow the market trend quite closely, they will feel that if I don't jump into the condo segment now, right, it might be too late already. Yeah, it might be too late for me to catch a train already.
But this one is like the FOMO, you know, like fear of missing out like that. What if market drops? What if market like
I feel it's a bit of FOMO. Everybody want to go for it, right? Okay, every time in the market, I felt there are always two school of thoughts. One group will keep saying that, hey, keep waiting, let the market drop, then we buy. Another group will say, better not wait already, buy first. Because even if it's going to drop, right, it might not drop much. Then later when it turn around and go up, the upswing will be very fast. So both sides also got FOMO one. One side was scared it will keep dropping down, right? Then or rather when you keep dropping down, then they wait until the lowest point, then they buy. The other group will be worried that you will just suddenly spike up very fast. So both sides will have their own followers. So it really depends. But when we look at the trend, okay, the supply to the market, right, is really very low. We can use URA to see the trend. So actually, if you use trends to see, right, you will know that incoming supply is really very low. Especially when we look at the government land sales, it's also very low. So from there, we really know that it is really an under supply situation now. And the demand, even if we don't need to say there's increased demand, no, even the normal demand, we are not even fulfilling them already. Yeah, so I don't think the price will go down. And actually, just now I had this one a bit, maybe just only for that listing happened that during that viewing, the agent was telling us there are 10 viewings arranged for today, this morning. Out of the 10 viewings, right, 9 groups, right, are all PRCs. Only one group local.
This one is what? Condo,
Bishan condo. So actually, I'm quite surprised suddenly there's a influx of, how come all these suddenly got PRCs come and see?
But are they? Oh no, foreigner.
Yeah, foreigner. Because China just opened up. So I'm thinking, will this influx suddenly just flood even the mass market condos in Singapore? I'm not too sure.
Why are they coming to Singapore?
I think more for the political stability and the prices. In terms of, because for PRCs coming to Singapore to buy, right, more or less the culture and all this is, for them, it's quite easy to blend in. So they will come into Singapore. And in the past, usually because of distance, then they will choose Hong Kong. But now I think Hong Kong also politically not so stable, so they rather come to Singapore. It's better, it's safe, very safe lah. I mean, Singapore is very safe for them. When they buy a property here, they put their children here to study. They can actually fly to China to work or have their business over there. They are not worried because their kids are all very safe in Singapore. So I think that's the pull factor why Singapore is getting all this kind of China influx coming in to buy our properties. Wow. We shall see lah. I think we shall see the statistics lah. I think 3 to 4 months later or maybe next quarter, we should see a big influx of Chinese.
But the good thing is they cannot buy HDB house, right?
Yeah, unless they need to be PR for 3 years lah. So they might still long.
So HDB dwellers still on the safe side?
Still safe side, yes.
Okay.
But that said, right, I think that will be why the HDB prices will not go up, whereby the condo will go up even more because of this influx of the Chinese. Because Chinese cannot buy HDB, they got to buy condo, so condo will go up, the price will go up.
So back to the motivations, any other reasons why a person or a family should upgrade to a private property as compared to just stick to HDB lah?
Hey, for these recent few years, right, what I felt is when HDB upgraders upgrade to condo, right, they want to sort of safeguard their profits that they earn in their HDB. Because you get a BTO, usually you profit on, right? So far, all those 5 years who sold, they profit about maybe 200k easily. Okay, 200k easily. So with that profit, okay, if you sit on it after 5 years, you stay in the HDB for another 5 years, maybe 10 years later, the profit is more or less also there. 200,000-300,000 only. It won't appreciate much more from the 5th year to the 10th year. Yeah, you won't appreciate much more. So why not you upgrade to a condo? Condo, you'll be staying for another, let's say you just say 5-year horizon. Easily, you should be able to make another maybe 200,000-300,000. Yeah. Usually for the trend, we look at it, condos still have space. I mean, the appreciation still have a lot of appreciation potential. Yeah, but HDB, I think more or less, it is still controlled by the affordability. So it will not go further.
Usually condos, how many years before they stop appreciating? Like they stagnate already lah. And then is it worth to buy this kind of condos?
Okay, for condos, around 15 to 20 20 years, it will start to stagnate already. Yeah. So it start to stagnate already. So the only time that it will continue to appreciate upwards, right, is just like our recent COVID situation. Okay. Those that stagnate for the past 5 to 8 years during this COVID situation, right, it still boom go up by I think 10 to 15%. Yeah. So it will be depends on situation. So not saying that okay, now everything like stagnant, then maybe after 30 years then you start to go down. Actually not true, because I do see some 25, 30 years one, right, now the price go up because it's catching up with all the new launches.
In tandem, parallel.
Not parallel, because the new launches actually the gap, right, now we do see a gap of about 800 per square foot, which is not normal.
What's the gap supposed to be?
Okay, normal gap when I did a study last year, right, when I pull the price gap for the past 20 years, right, the gap between the resale and the new, right, usually is about $600 per square foot gap. But now when I look at it, right, the new and the resale, the gap is at least 800 already.
The reason for that?
Partly because of the land price going too high up, and then the construction cost, the materials, all these, and the manpower costs all went up a lot. So when the developer buy the land at this kind of price tag, and with all the construction costs going so high, right, no choice, they got to sell it higher price.
Why do people still buy?
Okay, why people still buy is because they want, okay, to be frank, everybody likes new thing lah.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like you got iPhone, old model, you don't like, you buy new one ma. You want to buy new model. New model very expensive, right? $2,000 you also want to buy. So same thing with property. Everybody likes new thing. So they will buy new thing lah, smaller landmine lah. As long as new, more high tech, got smart home, why not? They just buy. So in a way, new will have their advantage lah. People will still buy. They like it. Yeah. Even when you put to resale after the 5th year, it is still very new compared to those 10, 15 years around the region. So they have their advantage. Just that the only disadvantage is the size. But looking at the younger generation nowadays, I think they don't really bother about the size that much lah. They rather want new. When friends go to their house, they show off. Everything new, then high tech. Like, this is what I feel.
But why do people buy old developments?
Okay, people buy old more for the space. Just like why people buy older HDB, also because of the space. Yeah, so it's always this thing, okay, what you really want. You want space or you want new? If you buy the old one, then you got to spend so much money to renovate, then it's another cost. So it really depends. Because from what I see, why people upgrade from HDB to condo is because they also don't want to spend so much money to do renovation. When you buy a newer condo, actually not much. I mean, maybe if you not those picky type, right, you just buy and move in really. No renovation cost. Yeah, so you can your cash proceeds, right, is all in your bank. Right, good, right?
Any hiccups to expect for most people moving in that direction? As in income wise, would they be enough?
I think for the calculation part, the main hiccup that I see for most of the people who are doing this model, right, is the return of the CPF usage. Because let's say for my case, I bought over my wife's share, right? I need to return all her CPF money back to her CPF. So this one, I need to make sure that my loan is enough to cover that portion. Yeah. So for the shortfall part, right, it's all in cash. So when we do for our clients, right, we also must let them know CPF portion we need to return back when we buy over. Yeah. So this part a bit tricky, but usually I would just get the banker.
So what you're saying is that whatever the amount that you're buying over, the half portion, it must be at least the amount of the CPF owed.
Yes, must. Definitely more than that. I foresee. Yeah. Nowadays all the properties are more than that. Definitely more than that. So the thing is, make sure that when we do this refinancing, right, the sole owner must be able to afford by himself or herself. Because in the past 2%, very easy for most people lah. I would say very easy for most people. Close to I also can pay the money repayment because CPF can contribute together. But then now becomes sole owner. Tell you a lot of times a lot of cash top up. Okay, so this cash top up, I think not many are prepared to come up with a cash top up because after so many years, I hear from all my friends staying in HDB or even some having their first condo, right? They always say, I use all my CPF. I never use my cash to top up. So when we tell them about decoupling, because CPF, I think now the OA contribution maximum is about 1,200 thereabouts, 1,200. But then now if you talk about a sole owner to buy to sole ownership of condo, right, your monthly repayment now easily about 3,000 plus. Really. So let's say 1,200 is from CPF, you still need to come up with $2,300 of cash, right? So it's a lot of cash outlay. That's why I feel now a bit of resistance really. Yeah, it's not as easy as in the past because interest rate went up. If the interest rate is still low, I think most of them still can do it. But now interest rate about 4%, I would say this phenomena of decoupling and then buy two properties, I felt this momentum is slowing down.
Okay, come tell me. Okay, if you're pitching to me, me and my wife say you're telling, buy a private property. And in this case, we want to buy two private property. If we have to go through all this hassle, all the cash portion, decoupling, legal fees, how much?
Okay, legal fees for decoupling now, typically it's about 6,000 to 6,500. Okay? The reason is because decoupling is actually a buy and sell process. So we are actually getting two law firms.
Okay, so all this process go through pay the cost. Okay, what's in it for us?
Okay.
What are the perks?
Because the thing here is this, you desire require to have two. I never force you to have two, right? You can have one. You can have one and then upgrade that one to a bigger condo. In a way, you also have your capital appreciation for that one and only condo, and your asset will grow as the property prices go up, right? Your this asset also will grow in capital gains. So you see, why some people want to go into like buy one each? Basically, it is to make themselves like I would say make it more comfortable. Means you buy one each, right? Most typical Singaporeans are like that. I mean, if you are earning like 8,000 to 10,000 per person, husband 8,000, wife also maybe 8,000. So typically, if you look at this kind of income,
A lot, yeah. Got people earn this much, man.
Okay, I would say as the educational level get higher and higher, right, you can see their income is really going higher. I think just last week, there was this survey done to uni students. Okay, after you complete your university, how much are you expecting when you go out to work? You know how much did they put?
$10,000.
5,000 to 10,000.
Oh,
this is the
fresh
expectation.
grad,
Yeah, fresh grad. Fresh grad now is 5,000. They are looking at that already.
Too much, this young generation.
I would say this group is all they are the millennials, and then some people call it the strawberry generation, right? So they have a lot to expect of. I mean, they study so much, they've been through all these studies, study until university. Of course, they come out, they want to make the best out of the cert.
How lian. Last time, I poly grad only 1,500.
Same, also poly 1,005, then uni that time, I think 2,005. Now it's really, I think now the poly grad, right, if I'm not wrong, 2,005, is it? I don't know.
No idea, man.
No idea.
I guess we are all catching up with inflation and all the current pricing cost of living today.
Right.
Okay. So if let's say like, wow, work like a bull, then like, wow, have all these high monthly commitments, and then, some say that your second property you can rent out or passive income. How much truth is there in that?
I would say, okay, because we buy properties, right? Okay, if one name for one property, right? If you want the passive, I would say it wouldn't be a lot of passive in that sense, because now with high interest rates, okay, let's say 1 million property, your repayment monthly most would be about 3,008 lah. Then in current market, 1 million property, what can you buy? One bedder, how much you want to rent? 1 million, how much you want to rent? So if you're one bedder and you rent, I don't know, 3,005. Actually, there's not much of a passive income, like if you ask me. But of course, this rental that comes in helps in your mortgage repayment. So instead of you paying let's say a full 4,000 on a monthly installment, right? 3,005 or maybe even like 3,000 comes from the tenant, right? You need top up 1,000. So when I look at it, it's still a very viable investment strategy, or rather some of them call it the savings plan. Yeah, so instead of you buy insurance, right? You pay, I think, monthly premium, yearly premium also. For insurance, you only see a policy paper. At least property, you see the property itself. And for property, right, after let's say 10 years later, you tired of this property that you own already. Even though every month you got money, I mean, you just top up 1,000, okay, you can finance this property easily. After 10 years, you say, hey, I think boring. Hey, wait, you got good capital appreciation. Just sell, take the money. Take the cash proceeds, appreciate, you take the money. Then go and buy something else they like. So in a way, that's why some of my clients are even financial advisors who are selling me policies, right? After some time, right, they also buy property. They also believe in my thinking. They also feel that, hey, property better, easy to manage. And you can see a physical thing. And so far, if you look at all the past trends for property, long run, always appreciating. And it is safer than buying stocks and shares. I think there are some gurus out there also trying to sell people, buy stocks and shares. Now market going to crash, you go and buy shares. Okay. So, but for shares, when you look at the trend, right, the down will get lower and lower. The down will go lower and lower than the previous down. But property low, right, you won't see one. The lowest will never come back already. So that's the beauty about property. Property, the property high, right, is always higher than the previous high one. Then the low, okay, is always, it won't go lower than the previous low already. So the trend is always going upwards. So this is why I felt property for me, I buy already, right? Even if I tell my clients to buy already, right, I can sleep peacefully. Okay, I wouldn't need to worry that, wow, what if tomorrow I wake up, the whole market crashed by 40%? It will not happen to property. So that's why I feel property, no matter what, okay, to safeguard our hard work, okay, property investment is still something that all Singaporeans should go for.
On the note of developers buying land, what are your thoughts on if I as a buyer, investor today want to buy, but I want to find those like old development, hoping that the developer will come and en bloc this whole place, and I like, what? I win big. I buy 1 mil but I sell 2 million or 2.5 million. What do you think? Is this a good strategy? You know, what are your thoughts? Any tips?
Okay, because for en bloc, okay, there's actually I would say there's a cooling measure. I think last year or the year before. So basically for developers to en bloc, right, they also have this sunk in cost of 5% non-refundable ABSD lah. Okay.
In short, pay tax to government before you start anything.
Correct. So they got to pay this non-refundable 5%. So they already have this cost in already. Then if they en bloc from the owners, right? If they en bloc from them, then if the owner also want to sell them high, okay, then the developer demolish, top up the lease. If it's a 99-year leasehold property, right? Then when developer buy 001, right? It means already maybe 40, 50 years already gone. So they need to top up back to 99 years. So there's also a development cost, development charge there. So all these, right, add in, subsequently developer also need to sell double up. So developer now also think twice. Should I en bloc your property or should I just go for government land sales? So they also will calculate their profits margin. Because if I do en bloc, I will have a lot of time spent on all the legalities. Because I need to make sure that everybody agree to sell also. So might as well I make it clean, I get from government. Direct 99-year lease, might as well get from them. So when I look at it, right, en bloc, if you ask me, should I go for an en bloc in today's market, right, I will say the risk in spotting the correct en bloc is very high. I mean, the risk is very high if you ask me frankly. I would say, wow, very, very high. I have some on hand asking me a spot en bloc. I say, don't ask me the spot en bloc. The risk is very high.
But there's this rumor, floating on the ground. It somehow came to my ears. I say that, Hakim, you know, what do you think about this place at Simei, Melville Park? Melville Park. Wow, 800 plus per square foot only. The gap is so big over there. Hey, this one, the land is also big, you know, got a lot of potential, you know. In between Tampines and the other side, you can go to Marine Parade already. What do you think, got chance or not?
What is the price again? 800 per square foot now.
800.
No lah, I think now more than that. I think
900.
Maybe.
800 plus lah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say 800 plus.
So that they are looking. This guy telling me, I'm looking. Okay, this one 2-bedder I can buy 850k. 2-bedder 850k. Almost 1,000 square feet.
Okay. So just for like rough sensing, whether developer will buy or not. Okay. Now let's say your client bought it at 2-bedder at okay, we use per square foot to calculate lah. So if per square foot is, let's say
850.
Okay, let's say 850. Okay, the client buy this property thinking that it will en bloc, right? So if I buy at 850 per square foot, then developer come in, how much you want to sell to developer? Maybe 1,200, right? Maybe you want to sell to developer 1,200 lah. Okay, to en bloc make it worth it. But not forgetting because this buyer who just bought it, right? There's a 3 years seller stamp duty. Okay.
Assuming 3 years later, then
assuming 3 years later,
no SSD.
Okay, assuming 3 years later, no SSD. Developer come in buy at 1,200. Okay, so developer buy from this 1,200. When I demolish, rebuild, all this costing all in rough calculation, you add one more 1,000 down.
1 more 1,000
Yes.
Wow, serious bro.
Serious. So next time this one we're going to sell at 2,200 per square foot to the next buyer already. So if you ask me whether that location is worth $2,200 in the future for the buyers to buy, maybe the timing is not now. Okay. So, but of course, we do see those outside central region, those mass market condos, new launches are already hitting 2,000, 2,200 lah. So the time will come definitely. But the owners over there cannot be too greedy. So I would say even if en bloc, right, their rate will be about 1,200 per square foot thereabouts. Yeah, it cannot be much higher. If they want to sell at 1,500 per square foot en bloc to developer, right, next time developer will sell 2,500, 2,600 for that location to make the small profit. Sometimes I feel that developers also don't want to go in. So this is the en bloc consideration that I hear a lot from developers usually. Yeah. So not all en bloc they will go on. I think recently some came back after third round, still coming back to try en bloc. So actually the owners must have this thought for the developer. Yeah, it's not that I want maximum gain for myself. En bloc I want maximum gain. No, it must be a win-win. I feel win-win. Yeah.
So no hope really.
Well, park I think high chance. Got chance.
Got chance.
I mean the gap still big can.
Right. So can buy